Many know chicory as an edible plant or coffee substitute, but the roots of this plant are a goldmine of healthy fibers. That's why a group of scientists are trying to create new varieties through small changes to its DNA. Chicory is a strong and robust crop which has been cultivated as far back as 5,000 years ago by Egyptians for its medical properties. Nowadays, it's used in the commercial production of inulin, which is extracted from its roots and added to food products as a dietary fiber and sweetener. Inulin also works as a prebiotic and has beneficial effects on our gut and immune system. Researchers at the University of Wageningen, Netherlands, are exploring new potentials of this plant through other chicory root compounds.
Actually, we think it's a kind of a biological factory, which can make all types of compounds, all types of health-related compounds, so medicines and food fibers that are good for your health. What is less known about chicory root is about the terpenes, they are called, that are in here. It's not known, but many of the terpenes in nature are medicines. So we want to check whether the terpenes in chicory are also medicines and whether we can boost the expression of these terpenes, of these medicines in the roots.
For the time being, it is only the food fibers that are extracted. Terpenes are removed because of their bitter taste. The goal of CHIC's European research project is to boost and fully use these healthy elements by developing new varieties of chicory with specific properties. Scientists are developing new plant breeding techniques based on small changes in the genome of chicory.
The idea is that we do genetic modification of these plants, and after that we stimulate the plants to start making first the leaves and then later the root tissue.
This modification technique is called CRISPR, and it is widely used in agriculture and human medicine. Instead of introducing foreign genetic material like in genetic modification, here there are only modifications of the original genome of the organism. The project has received the support of a company specialized in crop improvement by molecular breeding.
We're not adding anything, we're just mutating or changing small parts of the plant's DNA to produce a plant which has beneficial properties or characteristics. And this is just a modern way of doing this. These kind of mutagenesis techniques have been around for a long time, but the new technologies allow us to do this in a much more precise and quicker way.
For researchers, the next steps will be checking the DNA of the plants in order to see if the genetic modification has been successful, and to analyze the quality of the terpene compounds produced once the roots have grown.
I envision is that we have, instead of one chicory variety, we have 20, from which the farmer can choose in what he sees in the market, what is needed, more antibiotics, more food fibers. He can grow it, and then from it, the products can be extracted.
The potential uses of this product extracted from chicory roots is huge. Whether for antibiotics, skin cream, or a natural food preservative, the last stage before its commercialization will be the development of a terpene extraction procedure.
Watch our video-on-demand magazine for free on Euronews.com at any time and on our mobile apps.
Watch Euronews live, anytime, anywhere, on Euronews.com and the Euronews app.
Hello, you're watching Euronews. Our top stories. Blocking the Balkans. EU accession talks grind to a halt for Albania and North Macedonia. Super Saturday looms in the UK Parliament. MPs in London preparing for a crucial vote on the new Brexit deal. Barcelona burning. A fifth day of clashes in Catalonia between police and pro-independence demonstrators.
And here in the Cube, our social media news desk, 2 NASA astronauts make history as part of the first ever all-female spacewalk.
Hello, you're watching Euronews. Very good to have you with us. Well, after handing Britain a deal to leave the bloc on Thursday, the EU leaders blocked a bid to take in new member states on Friday. On the final day of the European Council summit in Brussels, North Macedonia and Albania made a push to become the newest additions to the European Union. But key member states vetoed any chance of accession talks beginning and sparked a new controversy in Brussels, as Maeve McMahon reports.
It started on a high after an 11th-hour deal on Brexit, but finished on a low with squabbles over EU enlargement. After late-night talks, EU leaders decided not to give the green light to kick off membership talks with aspiring EU members Albania and North Macedonia. Donald Tusk did not hide his disappointment.
Today I would like to send a message to our Macedonian and Albanian friends. Please do not give up. I fully understand your frustration because you did your share and we haven't.
Even more frustrated was outgoing European Commission President Jean-Claude Juncker.
This is a monumental error of historic proportions, and I hope that it will be temporary and not something that will take root in our collective memory as an historic error.
As well as the Netherlands and Denmark, it was France who put its foot down to stop the EU enlargement talks from kicking off. For the French president, the bloc needs to fix itself first before it can add others.
We don't function well with 28 members or with 27, and I'm not sure we will function much better with 30. Before any enlargement, and here we are talking about the start of negotiations, let's be realistic. Before any enlargement, we need to reform ourselves.
Also in Brussels this week was Albania's Prime Minister Edi Rama drumming up support. He reckons that his country is simply a victim of forces that he cannot control.
It's a fight within about different approaches for the European Union. So we are, somehow potential collateral damage of this kind of infight.
Whether the French president changes his mind remains to be seen, but some analysts warn that the more the EU mull over this decision, the more likely it will be for countries to follow France.
Well, this European Council summit was the last for 2 of the bloc's top European figures. And of course, is the European Commission President Jean-Claude Juncker and the European Council President Donald Tusk. The two will step down from their roles